What's good, YouTube? It's Nas, and we back with another video. Road to 300 subscribers, of course. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a versus, kinda. I ain't do a versus video in a couple months, but I don't know. This probably is a double upload if I could post this before 12. And we're gonna be talking about the Gasol brothers. And the Gasol brothers are one of the best pair of brothers to ever play basketball. Like, they both were all-stars in their respective ways. Marc Gasol came into the league after Pau Gasol, and he made his name for himself. And it's kind of crazy that they were traded for each other. Like, that's the funny part about NBA history, because I saw some shit where Pau Gasol said he wanted to play with Marc, but obviously the Lakers traded Marc for Pau, and that shit just ended up how it is. And it's great that both of them have pretty respectful careers. But let's start off with Pau Gasol, the older brother, and some people say the better brother. In his first season, Pau Gasol averaged, it didn't even pop up. But in the 2001-2002 season, Pau averaged 17.5 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists on the Memphis Grizzlies. And I'm one of those people that say that Memphis Pau Gasol was crazy. Like, he was moving crazy. Like, he had the jab step in the mid-range. He had some type of mid-range, but he was getting to the basket. He was laying that shit up. So was Marc at the same time. Like, I'm not gonna act like Marc wasn't a bucket in his own way, because Marc was a post-up type of guy. Like, Pau was a post-up guy too, but I feel like Marc was, when he has centers on him, he has so much skill and footwork. That it's crazy that both these brothers are. Marc was a center and Pau was technically a power forward, because he liked playing the power forward position. And I'm pretty sure when they played in the Olympics, Pau played the 4 and Marc played the 5. So that's how that worked, in my opinion. And in Marc's first season, he averaged 12 points. He averaged 12.7.5 rebounds and 1 block per game. He wasn't as established as Pau was, obviously, coming into the league, because Pau was a different animal. I'm pretty sure Pau was like 19, Marc was like 20, 21, 22. One of those ages, but I don't know. In his second season, Marc averaged 2009-2010 season. Marc averaged 14.5 points per game. 14.5 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. Marc just wasn't the same scorer as Pau. I feel like you can say, like, with a confident heart, that you can say that Marc was a better defender than Pau. Some people might get mad at you, some people might not, but I'm one of those people that would say Marc was a better defender than Pau. But the offensive side of the ball, that goes to Pau 1,000%. Like, there's no debating it either. Like, Pau is so much better of an offensive player. And in Pau's second season, in the 2002-2003 season, Pau averaged 19 points, basically 9 rebounds, 2.5 assists, just a bucket. We're going to speed this up because obviously we have to get to both their respective careers. I'm not going to go through all of their seasons, because obviously there's a lot of seasons. Both of them played respectfully long. They both played for the Lakers, which is hilarious. And they both got a championship with the Lakers, which is even funnier. But in the 2003-2004 season, Pau averaged 17.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. In the 2004-2005 season, Pau averaged basically 18 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. In the 2005-2006 season, Pau averaged 20 points, 9 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. Like, basically, these stats really stayed around the same in Memphis. He wasn't doing shit in Memphis. Like, I'm pretty sure he made the playoffs once or twice, but he really wasn't having much playoff success until he got to the Lakers in the 2007-2008 season, where first 39 games with the Memphis Grizzlies, he averaged 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. And then when he got traded to the Lakers, they were in the finals, he averaged 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. He was a huge part to, obviously, Kobe's success getting those 2 championships, but they lost this season to, obviously, the Boston Celtics with Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett, Rondo, all of them. But they came back the next season, the 2008-2009 season. Pau averaged 19 points, 9.5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. Again, he was that vocal leader with Kobe, and he won his first championship, I would say. In the next season, he went back-to-back in the 2009-10 season. He averaged 18.5 points per game, 11 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. Now getting back to Marc and his first couple seasons, like in the 2010-2011 season, Marc averaged 11.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. Again, not really the same scorer as Powell really was, but in the 2011-2012 season, he averaged 14.5 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists, averaging 1.5 blocks per game. In the 2012-2013 season, I believe this season or the last season I just said was when he debatably won the Defensive Player of the Year over LeBron James. That Defensive Player of the Year is still argued to this day by Bron fans and basically NBA fans as a whole. Like, do we think Marc deserved this Defensive Player of the Year? But at the end of the day, it's in his trophy case and it's at his crib, so you can't really say nothing when that was like 12 years ago, so you can't really say shit. In the 2013-14 season, Marc averaged 14.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. In the 2014-15 season, his best scoring season by his standards, he averaged 17.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. And these hard-nosed defensive Grizzlies, I didn't even talk about that. These were tough teams in the playoffs. Marc Gasol, Zach Randolph, Tony Allen, Mike Conley, OJ Mayo for a little bit off the bench, but these were grit and grind Grizzlies. Like, they was going to do whatever you wanted. Like, Zach Randolph was obviously the best scorer on this team, but when it came to that defense, Marc Gasol was locking that shit down in that paint, and that's how he obviously won Defensive Player of the Year. And I remember in the 2014-15 season, actually, that season where he averaged 17.5 points per game, it was crazy because both of them were All-Stars this season, and they played against each other and making them that shit. Like, I like watching All-Star game introductions. That shit's cool to me. But both of them started, they named it back-to-back, and that shit's just so crazy for brothers to do in the NBA. But getting back to Powell, in the 2011-2012 season, he averaged 17.5 points per game, 10.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. In the 2012-2013 season, he averaged 14 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 4 assists. In the 2013-14 season, Powell averaged 17.5 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. In the 2014-15 season, the season I was talking about where they both were All-Stars, he went to Chicago. The stats went up to 18.5 points per game, 12 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. The season with him, D. Rose, Jimmy Butler, they were a good team. They lost to LeBron in the conference. No, not the conference finals. The second round in that LeBron video I just made. Check that out. But yeah, that was a good team. In the 2015-16 season, his last season with Chicago, he only played 2 years there. He averaged 16.5 points per game, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists. In his last productive season, really, in the 2016-17 season, he averaged 12.5 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. And obviously, getting back to Marc, like, we see how Powell was so productive in his seasons. You'd only realize that Marc was that same productive way. In the 2016-17 season, in the 2015-16 season, he averaged 16.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists with 1 block per game. And both of these brothers averaged 1 block a game in their careers. Like, that was obvious. In the 2016-17 season, I thought Marc had his best scoring season a few years ago, but his best scoring season will come now, where he averaged 19.5 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, and 4.5 assists, averaging 1 block per game. I think that's when Zach Randolph left. But in the 2017-2018 season, he averaged 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. And my fucking voice just fucked up. But in the 2018-19 season, where he was on the Memphis Grizzlies, he averaged 15.5 points per game, 8.5 rebounds, and 4.5 assists before getting traded to Toronto, where this Toronto move would actually get him his first ring. Damn, I fucked it up where I said they both got rings with LA, because they didn't. Marc came the next year after they won the ring. But Marc has a ring to his name. In the 2018-19 season, he averaged 9 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Obviously, he saw a diminished role, but he was still controlling that defense with him and Serge Ibaka controlling the center position for those Toronto Raptors. And that was really Marc's last productive years, because obviously he was played in Toronto again, and he played in LA, but it really wasn't the same for Marc. But I want to know who y'all got, Marc or Powell. They both have respective careers. I would get it if you say Powell, because Powell is the easier choice. But with that being said, Marc's defense really kind of makes up the ground for him. But let me know who y'all got. Marc Gasol versus Powell Gasol. I hope you guys enjoy. Subscribe. I hope you enjoy. What's good, y'all? If y'all made it to the end of the video, I appreciate y'all so much. We on the road to 300, and yeah, the channel's right here on the right. The last video is on the left, I believe, or the right. One of those two. Click one of them. Help the channel grow. Hit the subscribe button though. I appreciate you.